Are you aware of the enormous importance of sleep for your health? And do you know that sleeping well, in addition to healing the body, also cures the spirit? In the frenetic whirlwind of our modern lives, we often neglect the restorative power of sleep, sacrificing it on the altar of our daily occupations and worries. But what if we took a moment to reflect on the art of sleeping? And what would it be like if you were able to rest peacefully and wake up in a positive and deeply relaxed state of mind? If you stay until the end of this Zen story, you will learn Buddha's secrets for sleeping well and improving your life. And you will discover what happens if you sleep well, because sleep is not just a simple interval of rest between days, but a secret portal to inner peace and wisdom. But before continuing, if you are not yet among us, subscribe to the channel and activate the notifications to be updated when we publish new content for your spiritual growth. In an ancient Japanese monastery, hidden among ancient trees and flowing streams, a wise monk named Haru spent his days meditating and teaching his disciples Buddhist wisdom. One day he gathered his disciples to talk about the enormous importance of sleep in the search for inner peace and emotional balance. Immersed in the teachings of the ancient texts, he spoke. Dear disciples, in these ancient Buddhist manuscripts, you can find many parables that illustrate the transformative power of sleep. Today, I want to tell you about one that will help you understand why you need to take care of the quality of your sleep. While the disciples listened with interest, Haru began his story. This is the story of a king tormented by worries and thoughts that prevented him from finding sleep. Despite all the riches and comforts in which he lived in his kingdom, the king was a prisoner of his anxieties. He consulted all the wise men of the kingdom, but none could calm his agitated mind, until an old hermit who lived among the most remote mountains taught him how to meditate before going to bed. By following the hermit's advice, the king slowly managed to leave his anxieties behind, and he discovered that sleep returned, and with it a profound feeling of physical well-being and inner peace. For every night, when we let sleep envelop us in its loving arms, our body enters a state of deep rest, Haru continued. And in this state, the magic of regeneration occurs. Tired cells are reinvigorated, damaged tissues heal, and our immune system is strengthened. Remember that without adequate sleep, the body weakens, making it vulnerable to physical and mental illnesses. Furthermore, this story teaches us that sleep is not only a physiological need, but also a bridge to inner serenity, continued the monk, his eyes illuminated by the flame of the fire burning in the fireplace. Like the king in the story, we must learn to let go of our worries before falling asleep. Only when the mind is free from external distractions can we experience a deep, restorative sleep. But the monk did not limit himself to ancient wisdom to help his disciples discover healthy and regenerating sleep. A practice that you could try, and which is talked about a lot today, is that of yoga. Practicing it will encourage relaxation of the body and mind through specific positions and targeted breathing. Yoga is an ancient practice that promotes balance between body, mind, and spirit, explained the monk, and by practicing it consistently, we can release the tensions accumulated during the day, preparing ourselves for a peaceful and restful sleep. In addition to yoga, the monk also taught those who followed his lessons deep breathing techniques and guided meditation. Breathing is the bridge between the body and the mind, he stated. Through conscious breathing, we can calm the incessant flow of thoughts and find an inner stillness that facilitates sleep. Remember, my dears, that sleep is not just a matter of physical practices. It's also a question of nourishment for the soul. Just as a gardener takes care of the soil to make lush plants grow, we must take care of our sleep to make our spirit flourish, he said. Through deep, restorative sleep, we nourish the soul and set the stage for spiritual growth and emotional well-being. While the disciples listened with interest and took notes in order to understand every secret, Haru continued to guide them along the path of conscious sleep through stories, practices, and metaphors of various types. His aim was to ensure that everyone understood how taking care of the quality of one's rest meant laying the foundations for a more peaceful, healthier, and more rewarding life. Sleep should be regarded as a precious gift from the universe, he added. For this reason, it must be honored and cultivated with extreme care and respect. The monk, aware of the fundamental importance of sleep for human life, fervently dedicated himself to studying this ancient art. In addition to physical and mental practices, the monk placed great importance on creating an environment conducive to sleep. The monk's rooms, in fact, were adorned with soft fabrics and relaxing colors, while the sound of fountains and the singing of birds pervaded the air, creating an atmosphere of quiet and tranquility. Haru also encouraged the use of natural remedies, such as melatonin, to improve the quality of sleep. Melatonin is the sleep hormone produced naturally by our body, he explained. But stress, a hectic lifestyle and exposure to artificial light can compromise its production. But integrating melatonin in a natural way can be useful for re-establishing the sleep-wake rhythm and improving the quality of night's rest. If you like this story, remember to like and share it. In this way, you will help us produce new content on spirituality every day. The elderly and wise Haru warned his disciples against abusing drugs to induce sleep. Remember that true inner peace cannot be achieved through artifice, he warned. We must work on ourselves, on our mind, and on our spirit to find a deep and regenerating sleep, thanks to which we feel better, both physically and spiritually. Through stories and metaphors of various types, the monk explained the importance of sleep in the search for inner truth. In the stillness of sleep, the mind frees itself from the illusions of the external world and opens to the awareness of the inner being, he taught. Only when we enter the realm of dreams can we encounter our true nature and discover the peace that lies beyond appearances. What we can learn from the things I have explained to you, Haru continued, is that sleep is not just a physiological need to be satisfied, but a sacred practice that nourishes the body, mind, and spirit. It is a precious opportunity to reconnect with ourselves, to explore the depths of our soul, and to find serenity in the chaos of life. Every night, when we abandon ourselves to rest, we immerse ourselves in an inner journey that teaches us the beauty of peace and the power of rebirth. Therefore, remember that we can and must embrace sleep not only as a moment of simple rest, but as an opportunity to rediscover our true nature and to awaken our authentic essence. And may we sleep with gratitude in our hearts, and with the knowledge that as we sleep, we can find the key to a fuller and more meaningful life. As time passed, the monk's disciples learned to honor sleep as a sacred ritual. By following his teachings and practicing his techniques, they found a new balance in their lives. Sleep was no longer just a time of physical rest, but a portal to wisdom and inner transformation. And so, as the night enveloped the monastery with its dark cloak, the monk retreated to his cell, ready to embrace sleep with gratitude and awareness.